Well, I think my my throat is sick. But hey, guess what? We got some Outlaw PvP for today. Alrighty, so let's try this. Basically, nothing really happened to Outlaw. They really just changed the quality of life for the spec itself, and it's really small changes. If you're somebody who enjoyed Outlaw last patch, you're gonna enjoy it even more. If you're somebody who was trying to enjoy Outlaw but wasn't quite there, then you'll enjoy Outlaw. If you were somebody who was just completely obsessed about the fact that we still have Roll the Bones, you're not gonna have fun with this spec. Trust me on that. Hey, how you doing? Let me just be that rogue and steal things from you. Oh no, don't steal from me. Oh Dalaran, oh no. Oh Dalaran, oh no. Okay, well I don't want to fight that guy. I kinda want to burst on somebody all by myself. Oh, please don't AoE me. Please don't AoE me. Please don't AoE me. Please don't AoE me. Ah, hell yeah. Holy fuck. Well, I think that says everything, right? Then again, I did have the burst available, so, you know, I guess I am OP. But Dalaran, you had Berserk. Shut up, I'm having fun. Isn't that what it's all about? Having fun in the video game? Oh lord, well I'm feared now. And now that I don't have Cloak, I could probably still stun this guy, and I need to re-roll. So what they did with Outlaw is they changed the buffs. They changed the buff mechanics and just how some of them function. They made some of the buffs that are less used for PvP, basically, and are better used now. Also Concordance is still a thing. It's pretty fucking great. We have cooldown reduction at all times with Restless Blades, and a lot of people are thinking Restless Blades, what the hell are you stuck in the ground? Let me help you out there, buddy. Here we go. I free you from your shackles of groundness. And I think another buff to Outlaw Rogues is the fact that Demon Hunters got nerfed. In terms of this buff, yeah, it just gives him more fury. It doesn't give him 50% damage increase. And we're literally winning just because I'm an outlaw. I know it doesn't look like it, and I know I'm not at the top of the damage charts, and I know I don't have the best kill blows, but trust me, we're winning because Outlaw. Another thing they also did is they nerfed just how strong the Tricks of Trade, not Tricks of Trade, True Bearing is. They nerfed it, which is a good thing. A lot of you guys might think, oh, no, you're useless, huh, Dalaran? You're useless now. You have to be, because there's no way. They just took away the best ability you had, or the only ability that you really had, to make you viable. Basically, because of the cooldown reduction mechanic being present all the time, small abilities like your stun are always going to be available. Things like your Mark for Death, for example, isn't going to be quite as available. So, you basically have more consistent cooldown reduction. I'm going to piece the fuck out of here. That looks like a bad place. You have passive cooldown reduction at all times, but you don't have spiky cooldown reduction when you do get it. So it's a nice trade-off. It's, again, more consistency is what Blizzard want to go for with a specialization, which I think overall is a good thing. I believe more consistency the better, because this way you're able to just have more or less similar results with the specialization whenever you do play it. I'm gonna kick that guy. I'm gonna kick this. I'm gonna. Oh no. Well, fuck. Well, there goes that grappling hook I could have had, but I didn't. They also changed your Roll the Bones percent chances. So there's now a 20% chance for you to get 2 buffs instead of whatever it was, like 12% to just get 2 buffs or 2 or more. I thought it was yeah. So now you have at least 2% chance to get 2 buffs or so. Okay, please don't port. Please do not port. Thank you. But that's basically it. There's not a lot of huge changes. They didn't completely redesign the specialization. They didn't give it the subtlety treatment, although I don't think the spec really needs that subtlety treatment really either, to be honest. I feel like it's a good spec. It just needed a few redesigns, a few little tweaks here and there in order to make it even stronger than it already was. And just for the strengths to shine a lot brighter, I guess, was the purpose of these builds. And it's mostly from a PvE standpoint, but because of the Legion expansion, PvE and PvP translates really well back and forth into one another, so it's not terrible. Like right now I have crit right now. It's not completely awful, because look, I roll the bones, right? I roll the bones, I get a buff. Oh, let's see what I get. Oh, go Grand Melee. But it's okay, because now it's like Grand Melee, but with Restless Blades. Every buff basically has Restless Blades, because Restless Blades is always available. So now every buff is somewhat good, because there is some hint of cooldown reduction, which is like your strongest mechanic ever. So it's not terrible at all. For the specialization, I really feel like it's not terrible at all. Like, look, I'm just gonna buff this guy. I'm going to go complete Ham Berserk on this healer, with no cooldown reduction in particular, and he's gonna stun me, but it's okay because look how much damage I was able to do, and I was still able to get my stuns back and forth. And this guy's just stun locking me. Okay, I'm just gonna get cooldown reduction and kill this mofo, I think. Blind the healer. This guy's gonna check it, nothing. Okay, I just got stunned left and right. Actually, I'm gonna bail the fuck out of here. I'm not even gonna pop a cooldown. I'm chilling. They increase the energy regen here. They increase the grand melee auto attack speed here. So that's pretty cool. But you know, the small changes mostly for PvE. But for PvP, they didn't really focus it on as much. And I know this video was like a really quick one, but honestly, it was pretty good representation of what an Outlaw Rogue can do. I mean, didn't get the most killing blows, didn't get the most damage. Yeah, this pack must suck. That's how you know, that's a very healthy sound. Oh, I'm a healthy guy. Oh man. But to expand a little bit more on the specialization, they didn't do too much to radically change it. It wasn't quite Assassination where they were trying to move away from Agonizer Poison and then buff the Spec retrospectively, which works for PvP, in order to give it more of an advantage for PvE and thus helping it out even more in PvP, getting some nice damage that I don't think it needed, but it's so awesome that it has it. For Subtlety, they completely redesigned the Spec, moving away from the sustain model and mobile model to more of a bursty model with limited mobility, but make it more about pressing buttons rather than living off of amazing passes. With Outlaw, they're not changing much except for PvE. And I guess the specialization is more PvE centric than anything, because, well, I guess in Legion, if a specialization is doing well in PvE, chances are it's gonna do really well in PvP. Not always the case, but usually if it does well in PvE, it also is a pretty good one for PvP. Anything that's really high up in damage numbers right now is probably doing really well in arenas, like Arms Warrior. So overall, what did they change with Outlaw? You have cooldown reduction at all times now, so that's an advantage of your Spec. You have, your buffs have been buffed and nerfed. We did get a slight nerf for our critical strike buff. They said that it was going to be 20% instead of 25%, but I'm still running in BGs. I'm seeing the 25%. I might need to clear my cache to really see some of the changes. They're just going to be one of those things. But the damage overall should not be that much affected. Basically, the buffs have been adjusted. We have true bearing at all times at a reduced rate with every single buff that you get, so it's not terrible. So you don't have to reroll buffs at every single buff. You have a way higher chance than before to get 2 buffs mechanics, and then also restructured buffs. Like a 6 buff, you'll only get a 5 buff now. So they took away a lot of some of this capability to maximize your damage output, but they wanted to kind of make you more sustained base, which is good for PvE and PvP. They also changed your energy regen, so it's a little bit more smooth, but because of stat templates, it's a little bit better when it comes to PvP in particular. You don't really feel like you're always energy starved, and I feel like for PvP it works out a lot better. For PvE, it feels different, so it's something definitely to adjust to, and for PvP you might feel something different about it as well. But again, thanks to the stat templates, for the most part, you're not having to do as major of an adjustment as you would like in a raid environment. So overall, I'd say Outlaw Rogue has had a lot of good added to it. It is really all about just playing around with it and relearning and picking up little nuances about the Spec. But I think it's definitely going to be one of the better specs in Legion for PvP because of the cooldown reduction being capable on you at all times, as it gives you the advantages of being able to use the stuns more often, use the grappling hook more often, use the cooldowns more often. And because cooldown reduction is there at all times, even rolling for other buffs, when you're rerolling buffs, it still feeds into the cooldown reduction mechanic. So again, makes for a more consistent and more smoother gameplay. Anyway, that's about everything I have. Let me know what you think about the Outlaw Rogue changes in the comments below while I go get some Tylenol or something. And I'll see you guys in the next video.